Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Tales from the Rails, Episode 27, Detours Galore. As the summer sun beat down in the engines on Sodor, they all worked hard, even the fire engines. They had to put out a lot of fires during the summer. Every night their axles ached, and all the engines knew they'd have to go back to hard work the next day, so they rested early and got their rest for the next day. Surprisingly, even Ari and Bert worked hard, and every day they'd come home exhausted. Whether it was hauling freight or hauling junk to the ironworks, they would work hard all day. That night, a terrible thunderstorm came to the island. Thunder struck everywhere. The most effective thing that hit was it struck the Sodor suspension bridge and hit a wire, causing the bridge to collapse. But all the engines were made safe and sound in their sheds. The next morning, Sir Topham had arrived in Winston to investigate the damage. He drove Winston as far as he could before dipping in. Not too many engineers will be happy for this. This line is a main line, and many trains go through this per day. There will have to be many detours to get to their destinations now, but this bridge has to be repaired. Agreed, sir. Sir Topham Hatt rolled away in Winston, and repairmen soon came. They put stop signs and barriers where the entrances of the bridge were. And Sir Topham Hatt drove Winston to make sure none of the engines passed by. He had to break the news to the engines earlier that morning. That morning, he sent Ari and Bert to collect some fuel from the Little Western line. "What was this fuel doing here?" said Ari, coupling to the front. Don't know," said Bert, coupling to the back. Donald sat in a siding and watched the two about to pull away when he asked them a question. "Did you guys hear about the Sodor suspension bridge?" Not quite. What happened?" "Well, the wee bridge fell down in the lightning storm during the night." Didn't know that." "Come on, but let's get going. Don't want to be late." "But, Ari, what about the bridge?" "Never mind the bridge. I'm sure it's still up and running." "I don't think so, Ari." As the Iron Twins approached the entrance towards the bridge, Norman came down and had to stop them. He had bad news. "Now, I've known you twins for quite a while now, and my guess is Ari thinks that the bridge isn't broken, and Bert isn't definitely thinking that it is." Whatever, Norman. I'm sure the bridge isn't broken." "I'm afraid to tell you, but it is. You don't believe me? Check it out for yourselves." All the Iron Twins could see from their view was a stop sign in front of the entrance. "So what if the bridge is maybe broken? I decided to take a different path now, a detour." As Ari turned the corner, he saw something coming down the tracks ahead. Billy came thundering down Gordon's Hill. Ari came face to face with Billy. "I'm afraid to break it to you, Iron Twins, but Gordon's at the station ahead. He's delivering off passengers, and it might take a while. You're gonna have to take another way." Ari, how about you follow my way? I'm sure I have a better way than you." So, once more, the twins backed up and headed down another line. From this detour, they ran all the way across the island, and then took another detour towards the bay. The diesels even went through the quarry. But no matter where they went, they ended up coming to Detours Galore. "Bother, all we have to do is get to the oil depot." "Oh, that's where this is going." So Topham Hatt, finally giving up on his job, thought the day was nearly over, and so he left with Winston. So Topham Hatt climbed a hill as soon as Ari and Bert passed by. Whiff was left in charge of watching the bridge. The day's nearly over, thought Whiff to himself. Ironically, as soon as he said this, Ari and Bert came thundering by on the track to the bridge. Ari saw the stop sign but didn't believe it and smashed into it. crashed and went thundering to the ravines below. Meanwhile, for Airy, he slid down, seeing the bridge was indeed broken. "Ah, help!" he said helplessly.
Told you so," said Bert.
I'm sorry I doubted you, but can you please pull me back to safety? I'm about to fall into this ravine." Whiff was quick on the case and soon turned around to help Airy get out of the broken bridge. "Come on, you can do this," said Whiff, and he pulled backwards. "Come on, Bert. You may have been quick to criticize when you really thought the bridge was broken, but now you've proved it. So use all your might and let's pull your friend back to safety." Inspired by Whiff's words, Bert, with all his might, heaved and hauled, putting Airy back on the line. And Airy was soon pulled from the broken bridge.
Thanks, Whiff. I couldn't have done this without you."
When a friend's in need, it's the best thing to do. "Thanks, Bert. I'm sorry I doubted you." And so the twins carried on to race to the oil depot. I can say that Airy and Bert did deliver the oil tankers, but put them in the wrong siding. But they did thank Whiff later that day for his actions. The three might not be friends, but they did just a little like each other more.